This is the Joyces, and they've got an MDC 16.
We just spent 3 months in this camper.
Be honest, give me your least favorite thing about the MDC.
We have a list. We went through a lot of campers and we didn't want to be restricted by the way the camper was built. What we were looking for and the quality, I wouldn't buy anything that didn't have those things.
What is up, everybody? It's Randy here at ROA Off-Road in South Carolina, RVsofamerica.com. And I don't know if you've been noticing, we're doing a series on interviewing our roamers who have bought campers from us. These are the Joyces here. They're going to introduce themselves. They're going to tell you about what camper they purchased from us and why. They're going to tell you the good and the bad. But first, before we start that, we have another camera over there, and I want Thomas to say hello real quick. He's just going to wave to the camera. All righty. So that's Thomas, our new salesperson. We don't have the luxury of 3 film guys that they do in Utah for Shane to follow him around. Thomas is behind the camera with the selfie stick, and Christina, my beautiful wife, who is the parts manager, is on the other one here. So hopefully this will work out for everybody. All right, this is the Joyces, and they've got an MDC 16. They were the first ones to buy an MDC from us here in South Carolina. I'm going to hand the mic over to them. They're going to tell us about themselves and why they selected the MDC from us and what they love about it. Here you go, guys.
Thank you. I'm David, obviously. We've been campers all our entire married life, 40 years. And we started like everybody else in a tent, and we wanted something a little bit more aggressive. We went through a lot of campers, and when we found this, we watched too much YouTube. Too much Shane. And we were waiting, counting down the days until we could find out how we could get the camper that we got. Mm-hmm. So we were really appreciative. The only thing that kind of gets in our way, or that I could see that would be not so, everybody wants to go see it. So we got to keep it clean. We got to keep it taken care of. Everywhere we go, people want to go. And when we registered it in North Carolina, it is the first one of any MDC in North Carolina. What normally takes 5 minutes, they had to set up the whole situation, call them through Raleigh to get it up so that they could
add it to the system.
Add it to the system. So we're the first ones in North Carolina to have any MDC product.
Gotcha.
So
do you want to introduce your wife there?
Yeah, I'm Lynn, and I love this camper. And we watched way too many videos and just fell in love with this one, and it feels like home. And we just spent 3 months in this camper, 2 of us with the dog. She's hiding under the camper where she has been hiding for 3 months in the shade. So she feels like this is home.
So they just went on this big adventure. They said 10,000 miles.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So they came back and dropped their MDC off, and so we're going to do some maintenance on it, but we'll get it all taken care of. So tell them about your adventure and where you guys went.
We originally were planning to go to Alaska. I was a college president, never could get enough time off to do things. And as soon as I retired, I said, we're going for a 3-month excursion. Let's go to Alaska. And we were looking at YouTubes about Alaska and everything else. And we talked to people who had been. They kept talking about the Maritime Provinces in Canada. So instead of spending all this time going across country, we went straight north and did Newfoundland, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island. And we spent about 3-4 weeks in each one. It just had a wonderful time, wonderful people, wonderful food, wonderful wandering. It was a game changer for us.
And I'll add that what was fun about it was we spent probably about 60% of our time off grid, total boondocking, whatever you want to call it, dry camping. Never ran out of power, never ran out of water. It was crazy. We loved it.
Yeah. And you had a conventional camper before that you traded in. That was, we won't say the name brand.
No, we don't have to say the name brand.
They said it was off-road and off-grid.
Yeah, not.
It had some good batteries in it, because I remember when you traded it in.
It did, but the solar didn't last like this one. This, we never had a problem.
We probably didn't have more than 3 days of rain at any one time and cloudy. But even then, we always had plenty of power. We always had plenty of power, and we didn't use the air conditioner because we didn't need to. And it's one of the things we're going to get checked while we're here. We didn't need to be hooked up at all most of the time. And at least even at campgrounds, and especially in Canada, there were a lot that didn't have hookups, and in the U.S.
We loved it. We hooked up only time is if we needed to do laundry or just wanted to be on power for a day or so. And That's the only time we really looked for a traditional campground. We would go into little small fishing villages and talk to people, and they would tell us, go down by the docks. One time we parked next to a lighthouse that was in Newfoundland, and they told us in Canada, if they don't knock on your door in the middle of the night and tell you to move, you're good to go. So we took them at their word, and we stayed at some of the most beautiful places by the water.
And Hurricane Debbie hit while we were there. We were off grid, and we were kind of close to the edge of a cliff over to the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh my.
And and we were kind of 20 feet or so. It wasn't a big deal. But it's like right there, and we were okay. The wind was blowing, the rain was going, it feels good. And then we were watching the news, and we decided about midnight, maybe we ought to go inland a little bit. We jumped out, hooked it up. We didn't go back in the dirt road that was there because we took a shortcut. We went right over the hill. So.
When you left?
When we left.
Awesome.
I was not, it was dark and the wind was blowing. My heart was racing. We just put it in four-wheel drive and took it over. And
the independent suspension was just like, yeah, we can go over those rocks, go.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
And people would stop and ask us all the time about it. Gas stations, campgrounds, they'd stop. As I said, we had to keep that clean for people to look at it. But the independent suspension, the little computer that it keeps, because people say, well, you don't have anti-sway bars. I said, we don't need them. We got a little green light that flashes. And
yeah, that's the trail assure. If you start to sway, it will start hitting the brakes on you. So did it pull okay during that whole thing?
Perfect.
Did you use the outside grill?
We didn't use it a whole lot because we were constantly moving, because we wanted to go here for a couple of days, there a couple of days, and we wanted to try the local cuisine, and we're lazy.
Well, we used the outdoor kitchen more than the indoor kitchen. And we were in Meat Cove in Nova Scotia, which is at the very tiptoe top of Nova Scotia. And we were just overlooking beautiful Atlantic Ocean. And I said, okay, here's our opportunity. We got to have breakfast out here this morning.
We were at least, I'm going to say 1,000, maybe more, but I know at least 800 feet over a cliff into the North Atlantic Ocean. It's as far north as you can go in Nova Scotia. It was known for this little funky campground that everybody was on the edge, literally on the edge. Yeah.
Wow.
We didn't unhook it because we were 7 feet from a drop, and the back end was a drop. So we left it hooked.
It's taking our truck too.
This is awesome.
There was no place to go to eat, so we pulled out the big kitchen and we did it. People would come by and ask us about it, take pictures of it.
And they would look at this camper when we would pull in somewhere like that, and they would say, well, it's a tight spot. Oh, yeah, you can make it. You got it. Yeah, you can get in there. Yeah. They just look at the camper and go, yeah, you can do that. It's no problem.
Because this is smaller than a conventional camper that's like almost 8.5 foot. This is only 7 foot. It's just well balanced. Vaughn and everybody at MDC really have created an awesome camper. It's great to hear about your guys' adventure. So real quick, just think of what your most positive thing with the MDC and be honest, and then give me your least favorite thing about the MDC.
The easy to say what we liked about it is it was very versatile. We could take it, do anything, anywhere with it. We've been looking for a long time. It's not our first rodeo. And so what we were looking for and the quality and what it met our needs, which we wanted to go off grid a lot. And we didn't want to be restricted by the way the camper was built. And this did everything, and it probably could do a lot more if I had more,
Going over that hill is pretty.
Yeah, that was pretty, and it was. And we liked the way it works inside. We like the walk around bed. Mm-hmm. Yes, you have to pull it out and make it flatter, but we liked that too because it was like a big couch. And we actually watched the debates, the presidential debates in our camper, and a couple from Canada asked if they could watch it too. And we had 4 of us in there, and Lynn and I sat.
Really?
Yeah, and we watched the debates. It looks smaller than it feels. Yeah. If that makes sense. We like to walk around the bed. We like the places to put our stuff. We like the fact that it didn't have so many places to put our stuff that we would bring more stuff back. So that helped too.
Yes.
Yeah, I will say too, the storage in this thing is more than meets the eye. We did bring back a lot more than we took. That can be good. That can be bad. I do like the layout of it, but I'm going to tell you from my vantage point, the ensuite bathroom is by far, hands down, my favorite.
Yeah.
It's the best.
It's a game changer. When people look at it, and like the couple, we were in Canada, they're from Canada, we were a harvest host. And when they came in and looked down, the wife just said, OMG, this is what I want. And it was all about the ensuite bathroom. So it is.
It's It's got
Well, 1 second. I was going to say,
fished.
yeah, I'll finish.
I love how you guys are fighting over the mic.
Yeah. We even when we stopped at campgrounds that had really nice places to shower, we didn't because we like ours better.
That's right. No, I'm like, why would we go in that shower when we have this shower in here? It's really awesome. It's awesome because the way you can lay out and store your stuff in that ensuite. I call it an ensuite. I'm not calling it a bathroom. Although in Canada, it's a washroom. It's a washroom.
Yeah.
And the sliding door is great for privacy for everybody. I love the layout. I can set it up myself, but together as a team, 10 minutes. We drop that thing and we're gone.
Ready to go.
Yeah, we're gone. It's not complicated. It's simple. It's great. I had a teeny weeny drawback. The TV we had to upgrade. Just going to say, because we do watch some YouTube.
Yeah.
We upgraded to a smart TV, just a little bit bigger so that we could watch a little TV at night.
Yeah, I bought it at Target. It took me 10 minutes to put it in, and it it's just a better TV.
I can't think of that.
No, it's hard to, and I know we're going to be on YouTube or wherever, and people are going to think, yeah, this, all the little things that we brought back. We have a list of little things, all fixable, and we did not treat it with tender, loving care necessarily.
We got lost in Newfoundland. Had no idea where we were, but we were on two parallel dirt roads, and the GPS said you'd be on this road instead of this one. So we went over what we thought was a puddle, tended to be a little deeper than that.
Oh no.
And so we went through it and got over to the other side, and a guy came by on an ATV, and we flagged him down and said, we're trying to get back to the main road. And he said, you're on the wrong road. You need to be back over on that road. And we were like, oh, we just came over that road. And he said, you got to back up and go back over that road. So we backed up the camper and went back through that same thing. And that was pretty fun. I videoed that because I said, this is going to be good. This is going to be really good.
I can't wait to see it.
So it's probably not as bad as some of the stuff Shane does out in Utah. But, you know, when you're lost and you don't know where you are and you feel like the confidence you have with this thing is you can just go for it. It's not going to turn over on you.
Yeah, and that brings up another wonderful issue. Only time I've ever seen an articulating hitch is on ours, and people would stop and look at it and ask questions, and it really is. You know, we're driving along, and I look back, and the camper's kind of doing this a little bit. I said, doesn't feel like it. It's amazing what having independent suspension and this much height really does for that camper. And our dog, she loved it. When we came home and we were going to the house, she wanted to go back to the camper, and she really did. I mean, the door that has a heavy-duty screen, and we could leave her, lock the door, and not worry about if she saw something going through the screen.
That door is like metal, and
I didn't think anybody's going to come in and take anything out of there, but we didn't particularly want somebody to open the door or stick their head in or whatever else, so we'd lock it. And just with the screen, I thought, why doesn't every camper do that? There were so many things we discovered. The articulating hitch was one, obviously, and the door that we didn't necessarily buy it because of those things, but now I wouldn't buy anything that didn't have those things.
once you have those things, then you're like, how did you live without it? So
That's true.
how many months have you had it now?
We had it in March.
We got it in March.
March, okay. And then you think you're at 9,900 miles with it?
10,000 miles?
Right there.
No, that was just on this trip. Well, we're definitely
Oh, you're over
over
10,000.
because we took it on a lot of weekenders and stuff to get used to it, to try to understand how things worked and operated. Because when you get orientation, it's like,
Yeah. Did I do your orientation?
yeah, she did.
Yeah, it's over. Oh, that's right. You did do all the videos.
So we were looking back at the videos, like, how do we do this? How do we do this? You can't, there's so many neat things that the camper does, and it's so unique. It is different than other campers. So we did a lot of I call them shakedown cruises.
Was that orientation beneficial to you guys that we did?
Oh, especially because we taped it, because, there's so many unique things about the camper that it's hard to remember, okay, how do I do that? Or what does that mean? I went online before we left and downloaded the entire manual so that I could.
You never had to look at it.
Never really looked at it yet, because
I think that's another benefit.
There you go.
And I was saying that about, this setup is so easy and we can drop and go. The whole camper is so easy to operate.
Did you guys put up your annex at all?
We did not have to put up the annex.
Nope, didn't do
We-
that
yeah,
at all?
We didn't
Even before.
We decided we didn't even take it because
Yeah,
it's the two of us.
We didn't take it on the long trip.
Have you ever put
Wasn't
it?
it? Yeah, we put it one time to try it. Yeah, it was easy. It was.
How long did it take you? I
Yeah.
tell everybody it's about 40 minutes
Yeah,
the first
I
time.
would say it was
and then-
close to an hour the first time, only because we were just trying to.
Yeah, it's where everything goes.
Yeah.
I set it up and didn't have any instructions.
Yeah.
So when I took out one of these, I didn't know where anything went.
Yeah, we kept looking at yours. That's how you know.
Yeah.
she took-
Oh, the video that we
Yeah.
did. So
We did it to try it out, and we were camping with two other couples.
Mhm.
They were in awe of it, so we just wanted to see how it fits. It's really not that difficult. The only thing that you got to be careful for is how you put up the post so you don't jam it through something or anything.
oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, on that.
It wasn't that difficult. Of course, your video helped.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know if you gave me a piece of paper and said, do it this way. I could go, oh, really?
Well, they give you a laminated card.
Yeah.
And it's got all the poles on it.
Mhm.
And I didn't know that when we first got these. And so we were out there in 30-degree weather setting it up with a little breeze like this, and it was just cold enough. It's cool to set it up. I love it. It's great. Well, do you guys have anything else to add, or should we close up the video?
Close it up. We're
Yeah.
ready to go on our next adventure.
Yeah, just get the few things that we need done so we can get out on the road again. We'll count it down.
Awesome. Well, we'll
This
get-
time we are going to Alaska.
Are you? All right. Well, you guys keep in touch with us and let us know what you got going on. So, hey, everybody, thanks for watching our video today. There's tons of links in the description down there. Get a hold of us if you have any questions about any of the MDC campers or anything else that we sell here at ROA. And we have 4 locations now. We have Utah, of course, South Carolina. We have Colorado Springs and Mesa, Arizona. So you can come see us at those 4 locations. Again, we're all here as coaches at all the experience centers. So if you guys have any questions, hit us up. You can text us, email us, call us, whatever you want. And as always, enjoy the adventures.